So this year I have not been able to get this engine running. I am getting a spark, so it's either gas, air, or fuel. I'm more of the construction guy, 2x4s and nails and screws. A lot of this is common sense, and a lot of it is also experience. So anyway, I'm gonna do what I can, see if I can get this thing running. I think I'll have to order some parts. Maybe just cleaning it's gonna fix something, I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ahead and order parts for it anyway. If I have replacement parts, then in the future, if I have a problem, I'll be able to do something about it. A quick look on Amazon makes it seem that parts are inexpensive and worth stocking up. You can see how big all this is up over my head. All the parts that still need to be cut down. So let's see, I'll raise up my hand. They're up there. They're, 8 feet higher than my finger. So here's where we're connected to the ground. So as I'm cutting out all these branches, I have to be careful that it doesn't cause the tree to shift and turn and fall over while I'm under it. So I'm gonna probably go ahead and take down some of these that are way up high, or maybe just cut it here, and that should drop everything that's up high. Starting to get into the tree and look where I'm going to cut next. And I found this cool, what I called a moss, but it's not actually a moss. It's called Old Man's Beard. So my beard, I guess, when I get old is going to turn green like that, maybe. They say it's not a moss, it's a symbiotic relationship between a lichen and an algae. So that's very interesting. They also said that it's very sensitive to bad air quality. So it's a good indicator of whether or not you have a decent environment. So that's nice to know. Of course, there's only one. I don't see any anywhere else. So hopefully it is an indicator of good air quality. Also, what I looked up said it could be used as antibacterial, antifungal, but that it has toxins at high doses, so to be careful with it. I'm not going to use it medicinally. Do you know how many plants are actually good at doing what this plant can do? It's just amazing. If you just ate a bunch of healthy plants, if you were just eating off the land and foraging, you would be so healthy and so protected. So as I'm cutting, I'm seeing more, so I'm encouraged. These little small ones. And up here. This tree used to be right beside that tree. And that piece of Old Man's Beard would have been higher up than this tree, in this tree, because it's way up here. Well, one thing about having 2 chainsaws is that when you get stuck, you can rescue yourself. This wood shifted as I was cutting this log and pinched the blade really bad. So maybe if I cut this up here, it'll release the pressure. I was also wondering, why is it not cutting very well? It's cutting really slow, and I'm realizing that's the blade that I sharpened to myself. I don't think I've ever sharpened a blade and had it really come out sharp. It cuts. I'll try it for a little while before I give up and get another blade, but it didn't seem to be cutting very well. This is all just going to go straight to the wood pile or the wood shed. And I've got so much stacked up ready for the splitter once I get that carburetor going that I've just decided now I'm just going to leave all the logs on the ground while I'm cutting. So I got a lot done today in just another 1.5 hour jaunt out here. I guess I'm just gonna have to grab these and pull them out and then cut them up, because there's still a lot of wood in just those branches. And this all through here should be pretty easy to cut. So now the main tree is mostly cut off, except for this branch, except for that branch, except for that branch. This tree is so huge. Your firewood cutting in the winter or in cool weather, because like the saying goes, firewood warms you twice. This is our lemon tree. This is a Meyer lemon, which is a tree that can grow in North Carolina. And then this is our key lime, which is also supposed to be able to grow here if the temperatures don't get too low. I think they say 50 degrees is where you have to bring them in or keep them out of the weather, but I've seen some survive outside because they get big enough you can't take them inside. I'm not sure if we're gonna put them in the greenhouse permanently or how we're gonna do this. Then this is our avocado that can handle colder temperatures, and those leaves are popping out. It looks like there's smoke blowing past, but it's the pollen off these trees. And do you see how foggy it is right here? All of that is pollen off these two trees right here. Can you see that? That is incredible. Just blowing off the bottom of the tree. Here's some more. Cindy was telling me that it's time for pollen again. And then here today, we're seeing huge clouds of pollen. I'm back over at Walter's again today, so we're gonna continue doing this plumbing work. We just got started putting some fittings together and had one that went bad. So we got to cut that back off and start again. But today is all about fittings, getting the pipes stubbed up out of the ground. We're gonna have one that stubs up 12 feet tall to fill up with water, and that'll create pressure in the whole system so that we can get the inspection.
See, like yesterday when I went to eat.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
Oh, don't do that.
Good job, Leo. You chased it away. You chased it away. Okay, I got my Chinese carburetor for $16 from Amazon, and I'm about to put it on there. Now I just need to attach that hook onto this. Oh, correction, I need to hook that on there before I put the carburetor on because of that angle on that hook. Fuel line, the air filter housing. So this is where the air goes into the carburetor. But I'm looking here, and there's big gaps. So I'm trying to figure out, wait a minute, air's gonna suck in through here. So something doesn't match up here. I originally bought this from Lowe's, and I noticed that this metal was damaged, that it was bent upward. And I'm starting to wonder if this is dented, if this is all supposed to be flat and sealing to the carburetor. Just got to take it over there to the barn. It's not like it's a long way that I have to walk. This golf cart is almost worse than walking. It beats me up everywhere I go. This thing has gotten damaged. It's not supposed to be curved and bulging like that. Maybe I can use this little anvil right here to hammer it down and flatten it out somehow. It's really tricky to hammer that flat without damaging any of this. getting better. Little by little, I got this all straightened back out again, so it's looking good. That must be what it is. It got damaged. It's really the same as if I had been running with no air filter all this time, because the air is just sucking in all the way around the gasket. So here's where this attaches together, just like that. And I'm seeing no air gaps around this. It's nice and flat and tight. Okay, got it back on there. Put the air filter on. Cover back on, so now it's time to try it.